Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Joe Flash, and welcome back to another voice comparison reaction video. So, if you guys have seen my last video where I talked about it, as well as the video before the last video I made talking about what I was going to be doing next on my channel after I got done checking out a YouTube series on YouTube called As the Clock Turns, which is a story reading My Little Pony series that was requested to me by a YouTuber named Can Do Studios, which I recently finished, then you should go back and check those other videos out. So there's two different things on my channel that I've decided I'm going to be doing next. I'm going to be checking out some more voice comparison videos and react to them. Basically, in this case, I've decided to do Spider-Man character voice comparison reaction videos because I love Spider-Man, and I just couldn't stop thinking about maybe wanting to do more characters. So I just figured, you know what? Whenever I do get back to doing voice comparison reaction videos, I'll do some Spider-Man characters. And then I also had a gameplay series in mind where I've already done this game in 2020, but I decided I'll do it again because I didn't exactly fully complete the game when I first played it in 2020. I kind of cheated by playing off of YouTube, and that's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate World of Light Adventure Mode, which more than likely I may start doing it real soon. I don't know. Pretty much for some reason, that's the only reason why I haven't been playing my new video game yet. Like, I ordered a new Nintendo Switch video game, or I bought a new Nintendo Switch video game a few days ago called Super Mario Bros. Wonder, which is the recent Nintendo Switch game that came out. I have it, but I haven't started playing it yet because some reason I wanted to wait till maybe I start playing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate World of Light Adventure Mode again one more time before I start doing it, even though I can play it anytime, but I figured since I have the gameplay of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate in mind, I figured, you know what? I think I might want to play this one more time before I start playing Super Mario Bros. Wonder. So, I don't know when I'll start the gameplay very soon. I did explain there was a reason why I was maybe holding back on doing so because I have no idea how many videos it's going to take for me to complete it because I'm going to be making quite a lot of videos, having to go through that whole entire adventure because it's such a huge adventure. Like, it takes hours to complete, even days, so probably be spending almost maybe a week or maybe even two trying to complete it, but we'll see. I could maybe start real soon, maybe tomorrow, I don't know. I can't guarantee anything, but I will hopefully maybe get started real soon. Just wish me the best of luck whenever I do because I have no idea how many videos it'll take for me to complete it. I'm not sure if I should go up to 30 minutes. Usually back in the old days when I used to do gameplay videos, I usually go up to 30 minutes and then I would save it for another video. I'm going to try to maybe see if I can go up to close to maybe 50 minutes or maybe even an hour, but I don't know if it'll work. So we'll just have to see how that goes. But anyway, here's the next character for Spider-Man Marvel characters that I'm going to be doing next for the voice comparison reaction video. In the last video, I did Mary Jane Watson, and it only makes sense that since I mentioned him in the last video with Mary Jane Watson, I had to do Harry Osborn next, because Harry Osborn is Peter Parker's best friend, sometimes even rivalry, because there's different ways on how the story goes. Harry Osborn has normally been Peter Parker's best friend in high school. In times he becomes his enemy when he becomes the new Green Goblin, or even New Goblin as he was in Spider-Man 3 with Tobey Maguire. When he learns about Norman Osborn's death, he wants revenge on Spider-Man, soon discovers that Peter is Spider-Man, then he wants Peter Parker dead. There's many different ways on how it goes, but it's usually regarded to him as the second Green Goblin as well as Peter Parker's best friend. So there's been many different ways on how the stories have gone over the years with Harry Osborn, but those are usually the most ways, because as you can see in the thumbnail for this video, you can see Harry Osborn as himself as well as him as the unmasked Green Goblin. So there's two, believe it or not, Behemoth89 has made two Harry Osborn voice comparison videos. One where it's just Harry Osborn himself, and then the second one that he also has is Harry Osborn Green Goblin. So he pretty much has made two different voice comparisons for Harry Osborn. One is just himself, and then the other one as the Green Goblin. However, with this thumbnail being Green Goblin, he may be covering him as Goblin as well. I don't know, but we'll see. We're going to check both the Behemoth89's Harry Osborn voice comparisons out. So pretty much you could say that this is a Harry Osborn / Green Goblin voice comparison. This isn't really like Green Goblin, the character in particular, because it's being split between Harry as the second Green Goblin and as him as himself. So I don't really technically count this as Green Goblin official, you know what I mean? Because then don't forget that his father, Norman Osborn, was the original Green Goblin, the first Green Goblin. And I did learn that Behemoth89 has made I think him as well as somebody else, but they made Norman Osborn voice comparison videos as well. So whenever I do get to that in the future, I will check out Norman Osborn. And I don't know how this works because I think there was one that was listed as him as the Green Goblin and the other one wasn't. I'm not positive for sure. I may have to look it up. Okay, I'm back. I searched it up. So Behemoth89 has one video covering Norman Osborn where it doesn't say / Green Goblin because after we check out this video, we'll check out the second Harry Osborn voice comparison video that Behemoth89 has. The second one is Green Goblin / Harry Osborn. So I searched up Norman Osborn to see if there was a voice comparison video for him, and Behemoth89 has made a Norman Osborn one as well, where it's just Norman Osborn, not slash Green Goblin, just Norman Osborn in particular. So when I do Norman Osborn, I'll just put Norman Osborn as the title of the voice comparison, and then whenever that comes around, then I will soon do Green Goblin, the character, because when it's Green Goblin, the character, it doesn't matter if it's Harry Osborn or Norman Osborn, it's the character, period. Because, obviously, depending on if Harry Osborn and Norman, if they're being themselves or if they're doing the Green Goblin voice, the voices are not the same. I can see where it's not the same thing, like it doesn't count, you know what I mean? So, I will do Spider-Man villains anyway, so I was going to do Green Goblin, believe it or not, but since we got Harry Osborn here as one with him as himself, and then the other one as a Green Goblin, looks like we may split it up in between both, but it's not Green Goblin official, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I think you get the explanation. Sorry that I had to explain that. It was kind of a complicated one because I knew this one was going to be kind of hard to talk about because there's two different Harry Osborn voice comparison videos that Behemoth89 did, so we're going to go ahead and get right into it. I did try to search if Generation West had one, but he'd never made one, so we just got Behemoth89 videos, that's it. So no Generation West, which is fine, so... But like I usually do whenever I check out both Generation West and Behemoth89's, I usually check out Generation West's first and then Behemoth89's next. Since we're really trying to cover Harry Osborn, the person, first, we're going to be checking out this video first where it's just Harry Osborn, the person, and then when that's taken care of, then we'll check out the second video that Behemoth89 has of a voice comparison of Harry Osborn where it's also him as the Green Goblin, Harry Osborn / Green Goblin. So let's not waste any more time at all and get right into it. Pretty short videos. I'm going to try not to make this video nearly as long as I did in the last video with Mary Jane Watson, because in the last video when I checked out 2 Mary Jane voice comparison videos, they were both really short, but I made it too long because I had too much to talk about. I couldn't help myself. I just had some things to say, but I'm going to try really hard not to talk too much this time. So let's go ahead and just get this started, shall we? So here we go. So like John Cena and Triple H always say, your time is up, my time is now. It's time to play the game. Let's go ahead and get right into it, shall we? Harry Osborn, voice comparison. Or should we say Harry Osborn / Green Goblin voice comparison in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Oh. I don't know how I accidentally pressed the pause button twice, but never mind.
My father's vanished. I'm sure the Green Goblins kidnapped him again.
Of course. Gotta go with the original series from 1994, so absolutely. Classic show right there. Really would love to watch that whole show one day. Yes. Now, the funny thing about this version of Harry Osborn, as you can see, he's a blonde head in this version. Usually Harry Osborn is brown head, or sometimes even a red head, just like his father, Norman Osborn, where he resembles him. However, in this version of the series that came out in 2003, Spider-Man, the new animated series, they turned Harry Osborn into a blonde head, and his like... I guess you could say his attitude and behavior is a bit different. Like, he acts a bit different in this series as well. Like, I recently rewatched an episode of the show yesterday because I just had to relook at the one episode that I was thinking about him where I believe he's different in the series. And, yeah, he kind of does act and behave a little bit different. He still is Harry Osborn taking over, like, Oscorp after his father, Norman. But I guess you could say if you pay attention to this version of Harry when watching the series, he kind of is a little bit different compared to the other versions of Harry Osborn we normally see. But nonetheless, I still love this series regardless. Really wish it could have had a longer lasting run. Really wish it could have came back for a second season, but this was still a good series nonetheless. Plus, this kind of takes place after the first Tobey Maguire. It's like a spin-off or something like that off of the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie, because this first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie came out in 2002. This series came after the next following year, 2003, so it was kind of a spin-off, like, after the film. Like, it's been said from time it's not, and sometimes it is, but it sort of kind of is. Like, it's like a canon event, I guess they call it. I don't know. Plus, because, just like Harry Osborn was in the Tobey Maguire saga, in this version, Harry still hates Spider-Man for believing that he killed his father. So it's a good little callback of letting you know how it kind of takes sort of somewhat a little bit place like after Tobey's film, but they scrapped it all together because, this was an MTV show, and MTV just came to the conclusion that it just didn't feel right to have a Marvel show on their channel, so that's why this show was scrapped, I believe. But nonetheless, still double thumbs up as well. I love the show.
Fights with the nearest person, hence crime fighter. Yeah. Wonder how much.
As you can see, the voice is different too. Ian Ziering, or I don't know how you say his name.
Hey, buddy. MJ and I had a bet.
Yeah. You know what? Absolutely. I did mention before. Apparently, I didn't even know that was him in Spider-Man 2 as well. I did not know that. But if you guys have ever played the first Spider-Man game, I did a gameplay series of it not too long ago, like a few months ago or something, where I replayed the Spider-Man 1 video game for the Nintendo GameCube, which was based off the Tobey Maguire film. I replayed it again, but I played Green Goblin mode, and apparently I did learn that Josh Keaton was actually the voice of Harry Osborn, aka the Green Goblin, in that video game. Like you could do a Green Goblin mode where you play as Harry's Green Goblin, because pretty much when you play as the Green Goblin in the completing the game, it kind of takes place after when you complete it with Spider-Man. So Harry's voiced by Josh Keaton, and his voice is still the same. Like he doesn't get a goblinized voice like his father Norman did when he became Green Goblin. And I thought that was pretty cool because I thought Josh Keaton's like his start of him being Spider-Man would start off from the Spectacular Spider-Man show, because Josh Keaton is obviously my favorite animated Spider-Man voice because of the Spectacular Spider-Man show. But as Harry Osborn, he's pretty good as well. I mean, he kind of almost uses the same voice that he used for Peter Parker and Spider-Man in the Spectacular Spider-Man voice, but him as Harry Osborn, it doesn't feel that bad either. He kind of almost looks like Harry just a little bit. Not exactly, but he would look more like a Harry a little bit when you look at him. But you know what I mean? So I give it a thumbs up. I mean, plus I love Josh Keaton anyway. Like I say, he's my favorite Spider-Man. So even as Harry, it's alright. Like, honestly, when I was playing as the Green Goblin in the video game, I was kind of almost picturing if that was to be Josh Keaton Spider-Man instead of Goblin, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously, like I said, I'm so used to Josh Keaton as Spider-Man from the Spectacular Spider-Man show that I kind of was sort of forgetting that I was playing as Green Goblin, and you know what I mean? But yeah, thumbs up though.
Going on whether you would actually show up. All right, all right. Are you sleeping all right, Pete?
I did mention in my last video with Mary Jane that the two main actors that played Mary Jane and Harry Osborn in the Tobey Maguire movies didn't always come back to voice their characters in the video games. I think I'm pretty sure who the live action Harry Osborn will be up here. He's got to be, right? Even though this is an animated voice comparison, he should at least still be up here. I think we saw him in the there we go. Because I was about to say, I think I even saw his picture in the thumbnail of the video. So there you are. So yeah, this is the live action Harry Osborn right here, James Franco. Apparently, he got to voice him again in Spider-Man 3, the video game. That's pretty cool. Even though Spider-Man 3 movie wasn't even that good, I can guarantee the game probably wasn't even that good either. But still, regardless, at least he got to come back to reprise his role. In the last video with Mary Jane Watson, Kirsten Dunst is the live action Mary Jane for the Tobey Maguire movies. She did get to reprise her role for Spider-Man 2, but didn't get to voice her in Spider-Man 1 or 3. This is another example of when they didn't, for some reason, recast both Kirsten Dunst and James Franco as their own characters from the movies and the video games. James Franco only got to reprise his role for Spider-Man 3, but not Spider-Man 1 and 2. That was taken over by Josh Keaton. Which is not bad, but, it's questionable about why they didn't reprise their roles, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's explained, but never mind. But yes, absolutely, though, because James Franco, he's the only live-action Harry Osborn I could think of. There is another one, but he's my only favorite. Like, obviously, growing him up as a kid, he did a great job as Harry Osborn. And, even the story that they told in Spider-Man 3 with his character was pretty interesting, too, when he became the Green Goblin in Spider-Man 3. Or technically, he was called the New Goblin in Spider-Man 3, but was still technically like the next Green Goblin afterwards, It's pretty good storytelling. And it was even crazy enough that they've mentioned him in Spider-Man No Way Home as well, like in the 2021 movie. Like, when Ned asked Tobey Maguire's Peter if he had a best friend, he actually mentioned his character, so that was kind of crazy, Because, unfortunately, yes, I have to bring it up. Unfortunately, there's been some recent controversy going on with James Franco. He's recently had some controversy and allegations around him. If you guys haven't heard about it, maybe you should look it up. You can even learn about it on YouTube. But I do need to mention that because some of you probably already know about what's going on with James Franco right now. But I did have to mention it, that this is a bit of a controversial one nowadays when you look at it, just because of the actor going through some recent controversy and allegations. But I did have to mention that. But despite of whatever it is that he's going through, and despite of whether or not the stuff that he's being claimed against is true or not, I mean, I kind of believed it the first time I heard it or learned about it. I mean, plus there was some videos where it shows signs of celebrities trying to warn people about him, but I don't know. It's hard to tell what's right and what's not. Although they do, I mean, I believe the truths, but I don't know if I fully believe them because, unless if the guy said it. Well, I mean, James Franco was asked about it himself, so I guess they are true, you know what I mean? It's hard to tell if some of them are true or not because you never know. People can sometimes just try to be making fake allegations just to get someone in trouble, just to try to ruin their reputation just so they can get attention, you know what I mean? It's one of those kind of people, but yeah, but I mean, I don't know whatever it is that he's going through, but despite whatever it is he's going through, despite whatever it is that he did, or if the controversies or allegations are true against James Franco or not, still can't take away that him as Harry Osborn was still good. You know, it can be hard a bit to acknowledge him nowadays in some ways just because of what he's going through, but you still can't take away the fact on how he was just the Harry Osborn back then in the early days. You know what I'm saying? Still have respect for him as Harry Osborn even till this very day. So despite his controversies and stuff, I still gotta give him a double thumbs up. He's my only favorite live action Harry Osborn. So it sometimes can be hard for some people to acknowledge someone. Sometimes their opinions could change on a certain actor's performance of a character because of just what they did in person, you know, outside of their characters and stuff like that. Like it's been the case with some certain celebrities over the years and all that stuff, but for me, I still could care less because, you know, when it just comes down to the movies, I just enjoy James Franco's performance as Harry Osborn, you know? So, despite what he's going through, I'm still giving him a double thumbs up. That's all I can say.
MJ, stay here. I'm gonna take down the walking sandlot. He isn't solid enough to hurt. Maybe if I could get him wet.
Yeah, the details in the detail in graphics for Spider-Man 3 don't even really look that good either. If you looked at that design for Harry Osborn in the game, it kind of didn't really look too much like James Franco. I didn't really like that, to be honest with you. You know, I remember this guy, Matt Lanter. I remember him. He was in a movie called The Disaster Movie. I don't know if you guys have heard about it or not, but there was a movie that was called The Disaster Movie. It was basically just like a comedy adult movie where basically they were just making fun of like certain characters like Iron Man, the Hulk, Hellboy, Kung Fu Panda, Alvin and the Chipmunks, Michael Jackson, uh, the princess from whatever that Disney movie was called. I forgot what it was. It was a Disney movie with this Disney character. I forgot her name, but she starts off in animation form and then he finds like a portal in a tunnel, whatever, like a sewer tunnel, whatever, I think, or something like that. And she's transported from animation to live action. Like, I don't know. If you guys remember what that Disney movie's called, let me know in the comments down below. But they were making fun of her too. You know, it was just basically full of like just humor, like dark humor, adult movie that was just making fun of characters. And Matt Lanter was the star, was one of the main stars of the movie. Like, I don't remember what his character was. I think he just went by Matt. But I think he was Matt Damon. I don't know. I think he was Matt Damon in the movie, I believe. I'm not sure. I think that's who he was playing as. I think he was playing as Matt Damon. I'm not sure. But that's how I remember him. He was in that movie, you know what I mean? So, that's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. He was the one that voiced Harry Osborn in the Ultimate Spider-Man. Really, that's crazy. Like I said, I really don't know much about Matt Lantern, but that's just all I remember him from. But that's pretty cool. He's voiced Harry Osborn, though, however. Pretty crazy.
Yeah? It's me, Harry Osborn. You know, from school. Get in.
Thanks, Harry. You didn't have to.
No problem.
But you know what?
Dad, this is the kid I told you about. The one who's always...
Sounds a little bit different, but you know what? The voice is still okay, so I'll go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Sounds not too bad either.
Pete! Oh, man. I know we haven't seen each other much.
Okay. Well, this is the Amazing Spider-Man 2 video game. A lot of people really do not like the Amazing Spider-Man video games. Like, a lot of people hate them. A lot of people really hate those games. And, yeah, that graphic design for Harry in the game doesn't even look that good. It's supposed to be based off the man who played him from the Amazing Spider-Man 2, because, like I said, James Franco is not actually the only live-action Harry Osborn. Harry was also in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 as well. I forgot who the actor's name was that played him. Hopefully he'll be in this video, maybe the next Harry Osborn video we'll see. But he played Harry in that movie, and then he was the Green Goblin as well. Like, after Spider-Man, I think, defeated... Like, I've seen the movie only once, so it's been a long time since I hadn't seen The Amazing Spider-Man 2, but I think it was after Spidey defeated Electro, then Harry Osborn's Green Goblin comes out, and then, you know, he kidnaps Gwen, and that was in the infamous Clock Tower where he was trying to fight and save Gwen, and sadly, Gwen was falling, and there was that sad death scene, so yeah. But, you know, he was the last villain at the end of the movie, is what I'm saying. I don't remember the actor's name that plays him, but maybe hopefully if he's in this video or the next video, maybe we'll get to remember what his name is. But I'll have some things I will want to say about him. I mean, even if he doesn't appear in any of the videos, I'll mention him. But yeah, But like I said, those games are not really that good, though, so I don't know.
Since we were kids, but this doesn't seem like your kind of scene. Don't worry about it. I gotta go anyways. I've got,
But you know what? The voice is alright. Just because the video games aren't good doesn't mean the voices suck.
I know what that's like.
It's not too bad of a
My
voice.
dad shut me out of his life to
Not
focus
the
on something of
best,
his
but
own.
it's not too bad. I'll give it a thumbs
And
up,
all he ended
even
up
if those
leaving
video
me
games
was
are
the
not good.
disease that killed him.
Well, he only appeared in Amazing Spider-Man 2, so he didn't appear in Amazing Spider-Man 1.
I already have.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about this Harry Osborn. I almost forgot he was in Marvel Spider-Man, with the Marvel Spider-Man series from 2017. I've seen a couple scenes on YouTube where he appeared, and yeah, he's pretty different in this series as well. As you can see, he's a black-haired kid in this one, so he's got black hair instead of red hair or brown hair. So yeah, Harry's had some pretty differences over the years in some certain appearances, but I think in this version he's the Hobgoblin, I believe. I don't know. I think he does become a villain or hero in this series. I think he becomes the Hobgoblin, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. I forgot that in the Ultimate Spider-Man show. I forgot to mention that when we were there with Matt Lantern as Harry Osborn in the Ultimate Spider-Man show. I forgot to mention that Harry does become a superhero in that movie. He becomes, I think, like the Iron Patriot or something. I'm not sure, but something like that. But I think Harry does become a character in the Z. I think he becomes the Hobgoblin, I believe. I'm not sure, but
Thanks.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't watch those series. I don't watch this series, or neither do I watch the Ultimate Spider-Man series, so I don't know.
Because the whole reason I came to this stupid party was to hang out with my best friend. But he couldn't make it, and then all this happened.
I'm sure he has a solid excuse.
He always does. It's just that Halloween's always been our holiday.
I mean, sure. Alright.
It's the only day I don't have to be...
Like I said, I'm not feeling it as much as the other ones, but I'll still give it a thumbs up.
Hey, I need a favor. My mom's...
Oh, from the first game, yeah. That's the same man that does voice him in the second Spider-Man game, right? Because I know Harry Osborn is in Marvel Spider-Man 2, which is a recent game that came out just early this year, or just recently. Scott Porter, let me know in the comments down below. Scott Porter did come back to voice Harry Osborn again in Marvel Spider-Man 2, the video game, right? But I did forget he was in the first one. I did see the end scene where Norman Osborn appeared, and apparently this was his son, Harry, that was in this, chamber of goblin serum or whatever, and, it's like you were wondering who this was, and apparently this was his son, so... Yeah, I forgot that he did make a cameo at the end of the game, and then... Yeah, and then he's in Marvel Spider-Man 2, so... He does appear in the first game, at the beginning of the game, he does actually make a little cameo appearance in the first game as well, at the beginning when Peter's in his room, what do they call it? Hotel room? No, not hotel room, but one of those rooms, whatever, apartments, where he's got pictures hanging up on his wall. Harry's actually in one of his pictures he took with him and Mary Jane, but, you just wonder where he's at, but then he makes his appearance in the end, so yeah. But let me know in the comments down below, did Scott Porter come back to voice Harry Osborn in the Marvel Spider-Man 2 game that just came out this year? Let me know in the comments down below, because I haven't played the game. Well, I can't play the games because I don't have a PlayStation, and I haven't watched any, gameplays on YouTube yet, because I haven't watched somebody play the whole Spider-Man 1 game or even the Miles Morales game. I want to see somebody play those two games first before I start seeing somebody play Spider-Man 2. But yeah.
Pet project was research stations that could benefit the public. Now, I launched them,
but you know what? I'll give that a thumbs up. That's a good voice, too.
Oscorp's gonna shut them down unless they prove their
I'll go ahead and give that a thumbs up.
I was hoping you could watch them. I left details in each one. Thanks, man. As long as they're here...
I will give it a thumbs up.
A part of my mom is, too.
Alright, so that's it for the first Harry Osborn voice comparison video from Behemoth89. This was just him as Harry Osborn. Now let's check out the second video where Behemoth89 made a second Harry Osborn voice comparison video that covers Harry Osborn as both himself and the Green Goblin. Alright, we're back. So here's the second video. I want to see if there's anybody different in this one. I can see there's some of the same guys up here. There's Josh Keaton, James Franco. But I want to see if there's somebody else in here or not. I want to see if there's different people in this one. This one's got less people than the first video we just checked out, so it won't take me too long. But I just want to see if there's anybody different in here that I haven't got yet. So let me take a look. I skip a couple just to make sure.
It all makes sense now. I'm the only one who could...
Well, that's the same guy, yeah. I mean, I think the man who really technically voices Green Goblin now, Neil Ross, I think that was his name. I think Neil Ross was his name that voiced Green Goblin in the 1994 Spider-Man anime series. But I don't know. Does the voice change? Like, did the voice change at times where like it was Neil Ross speaking in the Green Goblin voice, and then this man Gary speaking in Harry Osborn voice? I don't know.
Because I'm his son. At last, I can earn his respect.
Well, this is clearly hearing him as Harry in this one. But there is a bit of a difference in the voice. You can hear it. Oh, yeah, we just saw that one. So, let me just see if there's any... Oh, he voiced him in Friend or Foe? I didn't know that.
Too easy. Spike, get your eye.
You know what? I could see that.
Looks like you could use a hand.
Yeah, that does sound like him. Wow. Really didn't even know that Josh Keaton was even the voice of New Goblin, aka Harry Osborn in Spider-Man Friend or Foe. Cool. Nice. I do like that game anyway. May not be the best Spider-Man game, but I did like it. Oh, here's someone we didn't get. Nolan North. Wow, I didn't even know Nolan North even voiced Harry Osborn or Green Goblin at one point in his career. That's kind of crazy. Nolan North has done a lot of voices over the years, but my personal favorites from him still, even till this very day, are Deadpool, Superboy from Young Justice, and I guess I may as well probably put him up with Giant Man. No. The Krang from the Ninja Turtles show. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2012 show. Sorry, I was trying to remember who it was for a moment. But anyway.
Of the company, you've taken such a keen
Apparently, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 iOS video game, the mobile game.
key in our recent experiments, and I'm here to collect it from your dead body. Fight all you want, wall crawler. It won't help you. You'll die as easily as you fell into my feline trap. Tricked by
Okay, sure. Makes a good voice for, like, Harry being his own voice of Green Goblin instead of sounding like his father, Norman. I mean, I think that's maybe the key point. As long as he sounds different and he doesn't sound maybe exactly like Norman, maybe that's all that matters. I mean, there's times where I think he tried to sound like his father Norman in the Green Goblin voice, but, you know, you gotta at least maybe make him sound a little bit different compared to his father Norman so you can make it easier to tell the difference between him and his father Norman as the Green Goblin, because, like I said, it can be a little hard to tell the difference because of the voices sometimes, but as we saw there with Gary from 1994, you saw his voice was, apparently, I guess that was him that was doing Green Goblin at times. I'm not sure. But anyway, let's go ahead and get out of here. So that was it. That was everybody that we got. Nolan North, I guess, was the only one in here that we didn't get. So, there was quite a lot of good ones in here. There was really a lot of good ones, but, there was one person in particular that they missed out. There is one person that Behemoth89 did leave out in both of his videos. I'm surprised he didn't put him in here. I guess he just forgot about him. But he forgot to put in the man who voiced Harry Osborn from the Spectacular Spider-Man show. He forgot to put him in here. But, so when it comes down to my personal favorites for animation, video game-wise, and all that kind of stuff, let me go back to the first one, because the first one has more voices. So let me look back at the first one, just to make it easier for me to take clear on who are my favorites, because this one has more. So for animated video game and TV series wise, I have to, probably for first favorite, probably I would have to put, I don't remember who the man's name was that voices Harry Osborn from the Spectacular Spider-Man show. If he would have included him in one of his two videos, I would have known who he was, but since he didn't include the Spectacular Spider-Man Harry Osborn, I don't remember who the guy's name is that voices him. So, my personal favorites for animation, video game, and TV series-wise Harry Osborns are the Spectacular Spider-Man Harry Osborn, whatever the guy's name is that voiced him in that show, Spectacular Spider-Man Harry Osborn, this man, Gary from Spider-Man 1994 series. I guess I gotta give it to Ian because, you know, I love Spider-Man the new animated series, so Ian from the Spider-Man the new animated series. I will actually go ahead and give it to Josh Keaton, even if he's maybe not really exactly one of my personal favorites, but I'll still at least give Josh Keaton some respect. You know, Josh Keaton actually doesn't have a bad Harry Osborn voice. I don't know if I really would put him up there as my favorite, but I will at least give Josh Keaton credit. I will give him credit. Is there anybody else? Was there anybody else? I think that's just about it for now. Until I see Spider-Man 2, and if it is Scott Porter in Spider-Man 2, then maybe I'll put him on my list as well, but I have to see somebody play Spider-Man 2 first before I can start seeing if I really like his voice, you know what I mean? I only just heard him, like, pretty much once in here in that game, so Until or unless I start watching somebody play Spider-Man 2, the video game, like after I check out somebody play Spider-Man 1 and then Spider-Man Miles Morales, maybe I could put Scott Porter up there as one of my favorites in the future, but for now, it's just Ian, Gary, and the guy from Spectacular Spider-Man. Those are my favorites. So Spectacular Spider-Man, Spider-Man Animated Series 1994, and Spider-Man the New Animated Series 2003, that are my 3 favorite Harry Osborns for now. And then obviously for live action wise, you already know who my favorite live action wise is. It's obviously James Franco. Even though unfortunately the guy is a bit controversial nowadays, but gotta at least put James Franco, even despite what the guy's going through controversy or allegations, I still gotta at least give James Franco respect because, at the time period, he was Harry Osborn. So it's one of those things that, even if the guy's going through some controversy, you can't really take away the fact on what he did as Harry Osborn at the time period. So it's kind of a little hard to say that, and it can be a little hard for some people to accept him nowadays because of what he did, but can't take away the fact that he was the Harry Osborn at the time, and people still have better respect. Like when you think about it, between him as well as the Amazing Spider-Man 2 Harry Osborn, obviously James Franco is still the more celebrated Harry Osborn. But anyway, those are my favorites. So pretty much in total, I have 4 favorites for Harry Osborn. That's it. So now that that's out of the way, like I said, even though he's not one of my favorites as well, but I did put a bit of honorable mentions. I guess you could say Josh Keaton is an honorable mention because I did give him respect, even if he wasn't up there as one of my personal favorites. But pretty much, I guess you could say Josh Keaton will have to be up there in honorable mentions because I did like his voice too. It really did surprise me when I found out that he voiced Harry Osborn and stuff like that. So I guess you could say honorable mention being Josh Keaton if you want to include him too. So, but like I said, 4 personal favorites. So that's it. So now it's time for y'all to leave a comment down below the video, ladies and gentlemen, letting me know who are your favorite Harry Osborn voices, or who's your favorite Harry Osborn voice. Leave a comment down below and start a conversation, and don't forget to share this with all your friends so you can get their opinions as well. You got my Harry Osborns, now it's time for y'all's. So, yeah, hopefully I'll be back with another video real soon. I'm going to wrap it up. I don't know when I'll be back with another video. I don't know, maybe if in the next video I'll do another voice comparison, or maybe if I'll start playing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate World of Light Adventure Mode. I haven't fully decided. I will play the game eventually at some point, but it's just that, because it's such a long story to go through, like the World of Light Adventure Mode and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is such a huge adventure to go through to complete it all, that I'm just, some reason it's holding me back from wondering if I really want to do it. But I do, because I love Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. But, I'm just not sure how many videos it'll take for me to complete it. I'll just have to probably be patient and that stuff. But it would keep me busy at least because, I don't do a lot outside of YouTube, and plus I don't get to hardly make that much YouTube videos because I run out of ideas. So this will keep me busy for the time period. So that's a good thing about that. But anyway, that's all I got left to say, ladies and gentlemen. Just stay tuned for whenever I do come back with another video. So I hope you will stay tuned by then. Until then, when I'm back with another video, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you next time. But until then, I hope y'all have a good one, and I'll just catch you next time. So just take care of yourselves. Be good. I'll see y'all later. That'll be it for today, guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Dislike to give it a thumbs down. Join me next time in the next video. To all you boys, men, and guys out there, fist bumps good all of you. To all the girls, ladies, and women out there, kisses got to all of you. But until then, this is Joe Flash signing off, and have a good day.